Alright everyone, it is Dokkan time again, and today's how to build is going to be for the new Battlefield LR, Anilaza. He is a free-to-play LR. I currently, at the time of writing, would not suggest grabbing him. I think his performance is pretty poor, especially since you can only get him at 55% right now. My build suggestion will be for a 100% rainbow copy. Because, well, there's not much reason to tell you how to build a 55% copy that you honestly shouldn't even be grabbing right now. I'm literally making this for future people asking once they get dupes. And I'm making it to just basically make it. I don't think this guy's going to get any better. He has a very weird team composition, and his weirdness actually prompted me, and especially the way I saw people utilizing him. I started looking at his kit and I'm like, I don't know why people are using him the way they're using him. So we're going to go through his kit and I'm going to explain to you why I have his roll tips the way I have his roll tips. But yeah, anyways, let's just move along. So Anilaza is a Battlefield LR. He does have only three 200% options right now in the game. As far as global goes, it's just Zamasu and Topo. But on JP, he does have the option of AGL Jiren. Currently on Global, we do not have this option, but on JP, you do have that option. He is a super boss leader at key +3 and 130. He greatly raises defense on 12 key. He greatly raises attack and defense on 18 key, and also raises extreme class allies defense by 30% for 1 turn. This is very nice. I like this. He does have an entrance animation that goes off, key +3 attack and defense 130, and foresees enemy super attack for 3 turns on the character's entry turn when there is another final trump card or super boss category ally on the team upon the character's entry. Key +3 attack and defense +30, plus an additional key +3 and reduces damage received by 30% when HP is 30% or more at the start of the turn. He randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to STR key spheres. He launches an additional attack that has a 50% chance of becoming a super with 3 or more STR key spheres obtained. He launches another additional super attack with 5 or more STR key spheres obtained. And he gets another additional attack and defense +130% and reduces damage received by 30% as the first attacker in a turn. Plus an additional attack and defense +30% when performing a super attack, and 50% chance of launching another additional super attack, and attacks effective against all types as a second or third attacker in a turn. He also has an active skill, which causes ultimate damage, key +24, attack and defense +30% for 1 turn. You can activate this whenever there's another tournament participants category enemy, starting from the 3rd turn from the character's entry turn, or starting from the 5th turn from the character's entry turn. He has some of the worst links I've ever seen. Mechanical Menaces, Infighter, Big Bad Bosses, Tough as Nails, Fused Fighter, and Legendary Power, and then Tournament of Power. And yes, Legendary Power was added onto there before Tournament of Power. Usually Legendary Power is the last one on the link skill list. It's very weird. He's only on 5 categories. Ironically, he still has more. He still has at least 2 or 3 200% options. As far as his best link partners go, he has the unfortunateness of only having a link partner available to him with 3 links at a time. And honestly, they're not good link partners, almost any of them, and most of these you're not going to be running with him. Not on purpose anyways. So, I mean, a lot of people are going to probably note, okay, why don't you just run him with Cell Max? Well, that's because he's only on Super Bosses or Final Trump card. Most of the teams you're going to rock him with, one or the other, is not going to have 200%. It's really annoying, but yeah, there's no way to run them both at 200% as of right now at the time of writing. But we do have this option right here, which is good because he gets the maximum amount of defense that he can possibly get with a single link partner. So what I'm trying to imply right now is that this guy wants to and needs to be in slot 1. I'm going to show you why right now because we're going to look at his defense. He's got a lot of defense numbers here. So here's the thing. start of turn defense is pretty bad. I'm not going to lie. His start of turn defense is actually a 144 without his intro. Remember, his intro is only up for 3 turns. So only on his first 2 appearances. After that, he loses it. So with his intro, he post 18 keys at 400k defense. Yeah. If you can get 5 key spheres, then you can guarantee double super, which would be nice. So you can get up to 600k defense. In slot 1, with that guaranteed additional, you can get up to the nice 700k marker there. And then in slot 2 or 3, he actually loses defense, and he's only sacrificing that defense basically for 1 free additional. And the interesting thing here is like, hypothetically, if you manage to get a super attack off on every single possible super that he can get in a turn in slot 2 or 3, his defense can eclipse what he could get in slot 1. But if you don't, then his defense is actually lower in slot 2 or 3 than it would be in just slot 1. And here's the thing, like, yes, he can get up to like 1 million defense almost. Here's the problem. The problem is that he only has 60% damage reduction if he's in slot 1. So he has 30% damage reduction if HP is 30% or more. He has another damage reduction of 30% as the first attacker in a turn. That extra 30% damage reduction is more important than the 150% additional chance that he gets for being in slot 2 or 3. And not to mention the amount of extra defense he gets for being in slot 1. Because in slot 1, he gets 130% attack and defense, whereas in slot 2, he just gets 30%. So there's no incentive to be putting him into slot 2 or 3 other than attacks effective against all types, which is not worth it because this guy's damage is so weak. I mean, even with domained up and supported ideal link partner, I mean, his damage can barely almost get up to like 8 or 9 mil at best. Even then, once he drops down to doing 12 key additionals, his damage is like 5 mil, 6 mil. That's it. Like, his damage is minuscule. His damage is so low. It's not even worth noting, really. I'm telling you how much damage he's going to do at Rainbow because that's just how he's going to do. So 55%, he's going to be doing nothing. There's going to be no damage whatsoever. So yeah, let's just go over his build. We'll go over his build and then we'll go over his roll tips. I'm probably just gonna like combine it into one timestamp probably. So as far as his build goes, he's a free to play unit, so I'm gonna build him with 100% in mind. Just go full dodge. He doesn't gain anything from not being attacked or being attacked. The extra additional you can get out of his hidden potential is not worth it defensively. It's not going to save you by any means necessarily, unless he's at Rainbow. If he's at Rainbow, yeah, sure, potentially a hidden potential proccing could save you. Potentially. Pun intended. But the odds are it's just not going to happen. He needs to be in slot 1. He needs to either tank normals and dodge supers and give you the 30% defense to extreme class allies, and that's it. That's what he's got to do. Otherwise, there's just no reason not to give him full dodge. If you want to give him full additional, by all means, go for it. But just please know what you're doing and what you're working with here. And as far as his roles go, I highly suggest rocking him on Zamasu's team. It's his best link partner. And not to mention the fact that once he loses his intro, if you're running Fusion Zamasu's team, more than likely you're able to run physical rows. Once Anilaza's intro wears off after his second appearance, you might be right around the corner from being able to use Physical Rose's domain. If you use Physical Rose's domain, along with any other support unit that's on rotation, you could potentially make up for the loss in his intro by a little bit. Not completely, but you could make up for the loss because he does lose out on attack and defense of 130%. With Physical Rose's domain going up, you can make up for that a little bit. Unfortunately, I just don't see any. You take him out of slot 1, and he's worse. He's immensely worse. He's losing that 30% damage reduction, which he already needs right off the bat. So yeah. The good news is that like he can tank normals. He can tank pretty decently well, actually. He really can tank pretty decently well, but I can't stress enough that he can't be tanking, you know, super strong 2.5 million plus supers or anything like that. He's good for free-to-play content, but as of right now, I don't see a purpose in using him, and I don't see a purpose in, like, even some free-to-play content. I just don't see a reason to rock him as of right now at the time of writing. Maybe, hopefully in the future, a new event came out, and he's just really good for that. So, but anyways, guys, everyone, please do let me know what team you decided to rock with this Anilaza. Did you even decide to waste your battlefield? I'm sorry if that's insulting. Did you decide to use your battlefield memories to get this LR? Do let me know down in the comments below. Anyways, everyone, thank you for watching. Have a good day and a good night.